2020. A nice round number to start off the decade. Prospects for storm chasing were looking great too, with the South getting clobbered early on.
Declaring a national emergency.
The shutdown of 2020 is underway.
Population could get infected.
Now stands at more than 83,000.
Trucks crowded the interstates and highways. Traffic signs made me feel like an outlaw. And I also feared that I wouldn't be able to cross the border back into Colorado. On the bright side, however, I was already social distancing before it was cool. Alright, it's time to get this show on the road. Hey everyone, Pi here. Thanks for coming back for more. Despite the chaos, I found myself under an early supercell in March. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Shoot, right there! Come on, stop. Oh, it's right there. It's forming. Oh, it's just a noodle. There was no warning present, and I didn't even have cell service to rectify that. It teased me like a clown, all the while it was getting farther away. You do have an eastern route. Let's go east. I had just driven 11 hours, and the only thing it was able to muster up was that soda straw. It's like 30 degrees outside. Brr! Meanwhile, COVID fears began ramping up, and shortages started to amount. People gotta have their cereal. Just about every crowded event was shutting down, and it wasn't long before my worst fear became true.
And that's why I'm acting today to issue a stay-at-home order.
I was completely distraught, and of course a few days later the SBC dropped a whopping 15% outlook. But I just couldn't help myself. So I am breaking Colorado's stay-at-home order to go storm chasing. But I'm not gonna be interacting with anyone in the state. All I did is I went to a gas station, and so short of the police stopping me and telling me to turn around, I'm gonna be going. The roads were absolutely desolate. I committed to a 14-hour drive this time. And even after all that, it was a complete bust for me. There were plenty of tornado reports around, but the storms were moving so fast I could barely keep up. But down here in Arkansas, looks like that Jonesboro just got nailed over here. And then there's the debris ball and just gets all lofted up in the air and just starts spreading out. Ouch! Would have only been a 4-hour drive from the night before in Missouri. It's never easy to see debris balls on radar, but that's a really tough terrain to chase down there. In mid-April, I ended up missing one of the most active chases of the year in southern Oklahoma because I was stuck at work. So my FOMO really got after me, and I drove all the way back there the following week, only for another bust. Then I had to pull an all-nighter just to be back for work again the following morning. They won't let me take water bottles in the gas station now, so I think they would frown upon this as well. The hatred of 2020 was becoming inflamed, and I was about ready to join them. Regardless of how much a stay-at-home order was being enforced, chasers were arguing how safe it was to chase. Even though I was only going into gas stations for the bathrooms, social distancing, I still felt like a criminal. The cheap gas sure kept my wallet full, but when I got to take advantage of it in the beginning of peak season, the SPC dropped the probability when I got there. The structure did help to lift my spirits, however. The next day up in Kansas, the structure came out in full force again. But as the light waned, I feared for another bust. The sun began to set, and the storms were beginning to merge into soup. So I was about to call it a day when this wall cloud came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh! The heck? That's a, what the? No way! Funnel cloud! Right there! Autofocus. Oh, gosh, dang it. I'm like surrounded, but no way! I hated the position I was in, and I was just being teased again. All right, I think I'm gonna try to get closer. Hopefully the dirt roads aren't too muddy. Oh, do it, buddy. Once I get my shutter speed set, that is. Oh, there it goes. Oh, shoot. ISO. Just keep ISO on automatic. Man, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Ah! Alrighty, so we need to get a bit closer. I should have downloaded a map. Man, there it goes again. Seriously. Let's see, turn around, and I lost my pavement again and had to continue the chase on this sopping wet road. Oh, thank you, Kansas, for maintaining this dirt road. Despite my progress, the storm continued to fall apart. Right, so but then my attention was seized by a storm to the northwest. Oh. There. Oh, gosh. That certainly looks like something. Ah, another one. There's another funnel cloud that's up near Alta Vista. Oh, man. Man, that is pretty. With the steep road, this is a really wet road. Yeah, he's just enjoying it. I want to just enjoy it too. No way I can get my drone into that. It's like 5-10 miles away. Yeah, it's still there. Let's. Of course. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything left to enjoy here, but... This one wasn't much of a twister either, but it was correlated with a hook on the radar. Oh my goodness, I've seen 3 funnel clouds already!
What? But there's no warnings near you.
Well, that's fine. I would have called him in if this funnel cloud hadn't just dissipated on me, but... So I started focusing on the North Storm, but I quickly realized I was about to get cored by it. Just stop and evaluate this, because this one's just becoming an embedded monster. But without finding any better routes, I decided to press on to the nearest pavement. I'm core punching on a gravel road. Nice. At dark, with a tornado warning bearing down on me. But this gravel road's great here, taking it 30 to 40 miles an hour. Unless this is a flood. Chasing at night in the pouring rain is never a good idea. What in the world? But I was desperate just to see something. Light? Shoot! Power lines down? What in the world? Oh, there we go. So there's power lines down here. The truck behind me didn't seem to notice though. Dude, there's a power line right in front of you. You see that? Yeah, you ain't going that way, buddy. Alright. After I left that intersection, I realized I had just driven through it, coming from the opposite direction just a few hours before.
Turn left onto US 56 West, Road 345.
You can see the light pole, the power line, and the sign had bent over. So even though I felt like I was on the run as an outlaw, the most I had to show for it was worth little more than the money you could steal from a fountain. But by mid-May, the season finally had something in store for me. Oh, look at that. Let's get a little closer. Thing is freaking gorgeous. Next time I'm about to see the mothership of a lifetime. Wow.